Welcome to Module 1. This spans weeks 2 and 3 of the content in this course. So, I know we've talked about this before, but if you go up to Module 1 and you click, you can open this up another tab. And it's going to walk through the unit overview, again, the course outcomes, the unit concepts, unit outcomes, and then here it has your student preparation. It talks about readings, as far as the welcome, quizzes, just to keep you up with everything that is due throughout this module. There's also a welcome down there that explains a little bit more about the content and kind of frames it for why you're being asked to do what you're being asked. So, when you come to this module, below that you'll see a couple of videos. This top one, I know it's a little goofy, but it walks you through kind of what evidence-based practice is. And the second one, 5 Wet Monkeys, isn't specifically stated about evidence-based practice, but it shows the importance of constantly evolving our practice by using evidence. And so I strongly encourage both of those. When you scroll down to week 2, you'll notice there's a practice activity. Again, each week there'll be a practice activity. It's a short quiz, and in that you can take it twice. The highest score will be the one that remains. They are not timed, they are open book, and I strongly encourage you to use the book. So for example, here's the practice activity for chapter 1. You'll go in and explains all of the information again, your outcomes and directions. These do need to be done individually. You can do these ahead of time if you would like. Each one's worth 3 points, which is 3% of your overall grade. They are heavily aligned with the book. I know many of you also prefer PowerPoints. Those are an option in here as well. I strongly encourage you to use the book as well as a resource, but much of the information can be found in these PowerPoints that are embedded as well. So, you'll do the practice activity. You'll see that there's the PowerPoint in there as well. All of your APA quizzes that you started week 1 are all due by the end of week 2. We give you a pretty wide range on those to be able to finish those. And as far as week 3, there's a practice activity in PowerPoint again, very similar to the ones in week 2 with the chapter 1. And then the ethical treatment of subjects. This right here for week 3 is a pretty big one. You'll see it states here it takes about 6 hours. I have had students finish in as little as 5. If you're kind of hopping in and out of things, this can take quite a while. Much of it depends on how fast of a reader you are, things like that, but it's a very manageable process. When you come into week 3, flip over here, again, all the information about the outcomes and the description, why it's important. For the actual directions, 2 components. This first one is called Deadly Deception. It's an important video to watch. You do not need to take notes on it. If you're doing this while you're folding laundry or multitasking in a way that you're still focused on this, that's acceptable. Again, you do not need to take notes on this. There's no questions directly from this that you will then have to answer. But please go in and watch this video. It kind of frames why ethics are so important and really highlights what's gone horribly wrong in the past when we did not have the proper focus on ethics in research. Now, here you'll notice it says to complete the IRB certification. This right here is the big part, and it takes quite a while. You're going to click on the city link, and it will open up a page for you. And you're going to follow instructions. Now, I want to be very careful in pointing this out to you. The instructions have a hyperlink here just for the step-by-step part. These were designed not only for the School of Nursing, but for Weber as a whole. Many programs across campus use this. It takes a while to pull up. I will flip back to that here in just a moment. But when you scroll through on the step-by-step instructions, you will notice that at a certain point you'll be asked to choose from a few different modules. The one you need as health professionals is the Health Professions and Human Physiology Research option. That's the one you need to do. There are quite a few different modules embedded in that. Unless they've changed the format, which to my knowledge they haven't, you're able to go in and out of those individual modules within that. They don't all have to be completed in one 5-hour block. You can go in and complete 1 or 2 and then come back and do some more later. At the end, when you finish all of it, you will get a transcript, and it's an electronic transcript, and you need to make sure that you submit that, either as a PDF or screenshot, by the due date. You need to have that to have all 6 points. And if you notice down here, you'll see in the rubric where it states that you need to not only complete the transcript, it needs to be the health professions and human physiology one. It has to be submitted on time. If you have any questions specifically about the best way to do that, or if you're having technical issues, please reach out to your professor. If it's not submitted by the due date, it is 0 points, unless you've already arranged that with your professor ahead of time. Also, if it's an incomplete transcript, or if you did a different one, if you did one of the other options instead of the one that is required for you, then that also is 0 points. As we know in nursing, it's important not only to do something, but to do the correct thing. Giving the wrong medication, or the right medication to the wrong person, is just as bad as not giving it at all. So it's the same with, you need to make sure you're doing the correct modules in here to get the information you need so that you can be a little more successful in the course as far as understanding the roles of evidence-based practice and the ethics component of it. So you do need to submit that final transcript by the end of the week, and that is the biggest part of your assignment. That is 6% of your overall grade. So please make sure to allow yourself plenty of time to do that, particularly allowing for any technical issues that you may have.